and it's time for Joyce Fields is Live. I'm Joyce Fields. Now, I did my last TikTok live on Friday, this past Friday, August 29th. I did over 500 TikTok lives. And TikTok would show the live creator a message that said, we're notifying viewers that you're live. But YouTube doesn't do any such thing. This is my third YouTube live. And on TikTok, it's still growing, over 54,000 followers. My name is Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old. I never dreamed that I would have, I didn't even think about getting 1,000 followers. And now I'm over 54,000 and it's still growing. So now I came over to YouTube because TikTok is going to be implementing some new community guideline violation rules or whatever it's called. And I won't be able to abide by them. And so I had to leave TikTok and come to YouTube. I already had a YouTube channel. And so I did some practices. My last TikTok live was August 29th. That was a Friday. So I did some practice sessions. So I started on Monday, September 1st. So I did some practice sessions here on YouTube on Saturday and Sunday to try to get ready or try to get a feel for doing a live. I have a YouTube channel, but I had never done a live. This is like I said, my third live on YouTube. And so I'm trying to build my subscribers because on TikTok, subscribers have to pay. And I did 2 videos specifically for my subscribers every Sunday because they had to pay. So I felt like the videos were giving them some extra value for the cost of their subscription. And so, but here on YouTube, subscription is free. Subscribers don't have to pay anything. So, how did you find out that I was doing my live? Can you answer that for me? I'm waiting for more people to join. My name is Joyce Fields, and I'm 81 years old, and I do these lives Monday through Friday. I started to say, because on TikTok, I just came over from TikTok. On TikTok, I used to do lives Sunday through Friday. So I have to get used to doing them here on YouTube Monday through Friday. Now, I came over to YouTube because this month, TikTok is going to be implementing some new community guidelines, violations, rules that I will not be able to follow. And so that is why I switched platforms. I'll still be posting. I'll post once a day on TikTok because I'm not going to abandon my 54,000 plus and growing followers there. I never dreamed that I would have 54,000 followers plus. I never dreamed that I would have 1,000 because I'm 81 years old. And so I didn't know if people would enjoy and use the advice that I share. And so if you're on TikTok, go over there and check me out. My username is JJ Fields, the letter J, Fields, Fields, and the number 7. So check me out. I've done over 500 TikTok lives, and this is just my third YouTube live that I'm doing. And in my lives, when I did the TikTok lives, I'll still be posting to TikTok once a day, but I'll be doing my lives only here on YouTube. So in my lives, I share 4 pillars of advice that will help you to undifficult your life. A lot of y'all are doing a lot of things, making choices and decisions and all of that stuff that are making your lives a lot more difficult than they need to be. I live a virtually stress-free life. I'm 81 years old. I share the advice that I have lived since I was 10 years old. That's a long time. And I know that the advice works. And I have been gifted from the on high with the ability to convey or to communicate philosophies, concepts, examples, illustrations from my mind to y'all's minds. And that's what I do. My lives are 90 minutes, and in those 90 minutes, I cover the 4 pillars of advice that will help you to undifficult your life. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell you how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you increase your own level of patience. But I always start with the toddlers. If you are raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, you will want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience, okay? So that's pillar number 2. Pillar number 3 is stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. Hi, Luke. Stay calm. And throughout my lives, I do what I call helpful hand visuals. And I call them that because one of my viewers in one of my TikTok lives, she said, quote, "These visuals are so helpful," unquote. And so that's what I call them. The visuals that she's talking about, her name's Jessie Nutt. She's talking about, I use my hands as well as the words coming out of my mouth, and I create this visual for you that makes it easy for you to understand the philosophy, concept, illustration, example, whatever it is that I'm communicating from my mind to y'all's mind. And it's a gift. And every last one of us, the higher power, I don't care what you call it. Thank you, Pegs. I don't care what you call it, gave all of us gifts. Now, your gift is whatever you enjoy doing and you do it well. Usually, that's going to be your gift. And you need to make good use of it. We're given gifts, not for ourselves, but for the world, you know. My mission statement as an author is I write books that inspire people on their journey to make the world a better place. And as a live creator, my mission statement is the same thing. Love back. I do lives that inspire people on their journey to make the world a better place. So, now, some folks, okay. All right. So and now you see, I want to tell the trolls on here, your trolling doesn't bother me at all. I'm 81 years old. It doesn't bother me. It reflects on you. You know, it really, it shows your ignorance. It shows your immaturity. It shows whatever you want to say. It's all negative. And I'm all about the positive attitude, y'all. So now, Okay, I'm going to see here. All right, now I block people because, no, now I'm going to start reporting. Okay, I'm looking now to see. Okay. All right. Harassment or bullying, that's what I reported you for. Okay. Now, okay. So, that's pillar number 3, stay calm. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry, frustrated, aggravated, or whatever. I never get angry. I never get over the top upset or anything. So that's what I'm telling you. The trolls don't bother me. I just block them or whatever. So, like I said, it shows your immaturity. It doesn't reflect on me. It doesn't. That's a very sad existence for you. That God or whatever you call your higher power, if you even believe in one, put breath into all of us, and you're wasting it. You're wasting it by being ugly and unkind to other people when there is no reason to. And you got to remember, honey, whatever you do, the higher power sees you. Whatever you say, the higher power hears you. Whatever you think, the higher power knows that too. So, what do you think? That you gave yourself a mind? No, you did not. So the higher power is seeing everything that you're doing, is hearing everything that you're saying, hi, and reading your thoughts. So you need to straighten up and fly right, okay? Because you're being watched. All of us are being watched. That's why I live my life by the golden rule. And the golden rule states, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Okay? That's what the golden rule states. I don't do anything to anybody that I would not want done to me. I don't say anything to anybody that I would not want said to me. It's that simple. Now, back to I said hi already. Back to the pillars. Pillar number 3, stay calm. There's so much power in the ability to stay calm. You must stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry or frustrated or aggravated or whatever it is, okay? So now, pillar number 4. There are only 4 pillars. 4 pillars. And the last one is, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever. And I'll tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar. Now, pillar number 1, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do this. Pillar number 1 is develop and maintain a positive attitude. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. That's the first step to making your life undifficult. You understand? That's the first step. Now, the way you develop and maintain a positive attitude, I want to tell you this first. There are only 2 attitudes, a negative attitude or a positive attitude. 2, that's it. I don't know if you ever really thought about it, but there are only 2 attitudes that you can have, a negative attitude or a positive attitude. And based on my observations, you don't choose to have a negative attitude. Here's what happens. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, and that is a choice, it is a bona fide choice. You must deliberately choose to have a positive attitude. You must on purpose choose to have a positive attitude. You must consciously choose to have a positive attitude. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative attitude. It's like it's a default. I say this every live that I do because a lot of people when I was on my TikTok lives, they always say that they need to hear it, repeat it, and but every live that I do is different, okay? So, only two attitudes that you can have, a negative one or a positive one. You don't choose to have a negative attitude. If you don't have a positive attitude, if you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative one. It's like it is a default, like I said before. I repeat myself a lot because these are really important points for you to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Almost nothing good has ever come from a negative attitude. I don't know if you can think of anything, but I sure can't think of anything. Oh, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. I can't think of anything good that has come from a negative attitude. You must choose to have a positive attitude. And the way you choose to have a positive attitude, you may never have heard this before, but I'm telling you, I'm 81 years old. I have been using this advice since I was at least 10 years old. I know that it works. If it works for me, it can work for y'all. Now, here is all you got to do, and mean it. You write a program. How do you write a program, you ask? You say it out loud. Say it out loud. And here is the program that you write. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. It's just that simple. And you mean it from the depths of your soul. I'm going to repeat that program. You say it out loud, and I don't care who's around you, because you get to spread positivity. Because when they're around you and they hear you say that, hey, Shells, they may want to say, how you going to do that? I sure would be interested in doing that. Wow, So here's what you say out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And put your feet on the path of a positive attitude. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Hey, positive attitude is the only way to go. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time, and nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. And I'm going to get more into that in a few minutes. But when you write that program, you are changing your behavior. I don't care where your attitude was 5 minutes ago, or yesterday, or last week, whatever, in the past. I don't care where your attitude was. All you have to do is write this program and say it out loud. Here's what you say. From now on, meaning from this point forward, doesn't matter what you were or what your attitude was yesterday. Here's what you say out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That's all you have to do. Just say that and watch your spirit shift. When you mean it, then you put your feet on that path for having a positive attitude. And I'm going to give you a whole lot more ammunition to use in order to develop and maintain a positive attitude. So, well, I shouldn't say ammunition because it's really not bullets. That's negative. So I'm going to give you a lot more seeds. That's what it is, seeds. I'm planting seeds, you see? Okay, so now I'm going to show you I'm thinking because I'm on here until 5:30, 5:35, but I have a lot of information for y'all, a lot of advice for y'all. So now a positive attitude and a negative attitude. I coined this quote many lives ago to show y'all the difference between developing and maintaining a negative attitude, developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Here's the quote. If you develop and maintain a negative attitude, you will increase your chances for suffering consequences. Whereas, if you develop and maintain a positive attitude, you will increase your chances for receiving rewards. Now, which do you prefer? Do you want to suffer consequences or do you want to receive rewards? That's a no-brainer kind of question, okay? Of course, we all want to receive rewards, but we got to have a positive attitude. You'll receive a whole lot more rewards by having a positive attitude. Now, I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. You hear? You understand? I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like, y'all. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. 1, 2, 3. You see, this is what a negative attitude looks like. These are people that say, woe is me, my life sucks. I can't stand this, I can't stand that. Complain, complain, complain. Now, what my hands are doing is a helpful hand visual. This shows all of these positive things are running through the universe constantly flowing through the universe at all times. But they always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. You see that? This is a helpful hand visual to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like and how it can affect your life. So these are all positive elements flying through the universe at all times, but they always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. Now, when you write that program, when you say those words out loud in that program, here's the program that you write, and here are the words that you say in that program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. When you say those words and you truly mean them from the depths of your soul, spirit moves in. And this is what happens to you. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you what happens. 1, 2, 3. Now, you see here? That's what happens. You see, what was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche. Did you see that? Come on, give me some responses. YouTube said I got 5 people on here, so give me some responses. Did I communicate that effectively, clearly, from my mind to y'all's mind? Give me some responses. It says I got 5 people on here, so hopefully somebody will respond if I was successful in communicating that helpful hand visual. Come on, give me some responses. Okay. All right, so now I have 6 people on here. I don't know if that person probably didn't see what I did. But at any rate, hopefully y'all understood that helpful hand visual. Now, I was saying that nobody, oh, thank you so much. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time, and nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. Now, before I do that, I showed y'all what a negative attitude looks like, but I'll get back to where I know where I was. I'm going to be telling y'all about the ratio, so hold tight. So now, a lot of y'all don't know that you may have a negative attitude. I'm going to read you a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life that probably have a negative attitude, and it might be you. But fear not. I told you, a positive attitude is a choice. You can choose to have a positive attitude any second of your life, okay? You can choose to have a positive attitude. But now when I said, my observation is if you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative attitude. So now here are some words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude, and it might be you, as I said. But you can change that. Now here are the words: anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty, false pride, superiority, and the last word is ego. Back up to the top. The very first word is anger. Anger is the first word. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Are you the one who is full of anger, who is angry? That is negative. How about resentment and holding grudges? Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges against others? Are you the one who's full of resentment, who holds grudges? That is negative. I'm going to come back up to it, but I'm going to move on. How about lies and dishonesty? Do you know people who lie, people who are dishonest? Are you the liar? Are you the dishonest one? That is negative. Now back up to resentment and holding grudges. If you are full of resentment, if you hold grudges against other people, I'm going to tell you something that you probably never heard before. You are living in the past. If you are full of resentment, if you are holding grudges against others, you are living in the past because you are holding on to something that happened, past tense. There is nothing the people who did that can do to change it. There is nothing that you can do to change it. You absolutely must forgive them, no matter who it was or is, or what they did or do. You must forgive them. Full of resentment and holding grudges only damages you, the person who is holding it. I call all of these things the uglies: anger, lying, dishonesty, holding grudges, resentment. All of those I call them the uglies. And the uglies only damage the people that hold on to them. You're not punishing the people that you're holding the grudges against or full of resentment towards. You're not punishing them. What happens is you are punishing your own body. When you hold on to resentment and you hold grudges against other people, that creates what I call an internal, invisible burden that you carry in your spirit, that you carry in your soul. It weighs you down. It can put you into bad health. It can put you on medication. You see? Holding on to resentment and holding grudges. Thank you. I appreciate the likes, y'all. Holding on to resentment and holding grudges against others can put you into bad health, can put you on medication, all kinds of things to your body, because it's an internal burden on your spirit, on your soul. You can't hold on to ugly stuff. You must release it. Now, to forgive them, and I don't care who it is or was or what they did, you have to forgive. You forgive for yourself because, like I told you, you are carrying a load. And I'm going to give you some examples of what has happened on my lives when I was doing my lives on TikTok. So, some people will say forgive and forget. Hell no, you don't ever forget. You don't ever, never, ever forget. Keep it on the stove, on the back burner, so you don't forget. Because if you forget, it can happen again. You see, that's why you don't forget. No, hell no, you don't forget. So, but you must forgive. Now, forgiving them does not mean you want them back in your life or you go back into theirs. That's not what it means. It just means that you forgave them. But if you choose to go back into their life or they choose to come back into you, it's a mutual thing. It has to be, you got to feel it, they got to feel it. See? So, but to forgive does not mean you got to let them back in. No way. So, now I tell everybody in all my lives, I'm 81 years old, or 81 years wiser, as I was told. And there was no such thing as text message when I was a kid, no such thing as a video call or email. We didn't have those things. So, but y'all can forgive by any of those technologies that you have. You can send a text message telling them you forgive, or you can do an email, whatever, you see. But you can also forgive them if you don't want to have anything else to do with them, not ever in your entire life, the rest of it, nothing. You can forgive them by saying it out loud to the universe. Yes, you can. And I'm going to prove it with 4 examples of what has happened on my lives after I tell you this. You can forgive them by saying it out loud to the universe. The universe was there, or God, or whatever you call your higher power. It was there when the mess happened to you. You understand that? It was there. It knows. And as a matter of fact, your higher power, or whatever you call it, God, whatever you call it, right now, today, sees everything you do, hears everything you say, reads your thoughts. Who do you think gave you a mind? It didn't just appear. You see? The higher power, or whatever you call it, right now, right this minute, sees everything you do, hears everything you say, reads your thoughts. Thoughts are not bad as long as you don't act on them. If you have a bad thought, don't act on it. Change it. You see? But now every live that I do, when I say those words, it shakes people up. It brings people to the consciousness level of realizing and understanding that God or the universe, or what I call God, and I interchange. When I say God, I'm talking about the universe. When I say the universe, I'm talking about God. I'm not religious, so I'm not Christian, so I don't believe in all that other stuff. Religion or politics, I do not deal with that kind of, that's ugly stuff. So, like I said, whatever you call your higher power, right now, that higher power, it sees what you're doing. It hears what you're saying. It reads your thoughts. You see? Now, when I say that, it shakes a lot of people up, and it causes them to want to straighten up and fly right. Did it do that to any of y'all? Come on, give me some responses. YouTube says I got 6 people on here. Come on, give me some responses. Then when I said that, the higher power, or whatever you call it, sees everything you're doing right now, hears everything you're saying right now, and reads your thoughts. Come on, give me some responses, y'all. YouTube says I got 6 people on here. I would like to get at least one response. Okay. All right, hey, I'm a very patient person, y'all. I guess so. This is just my 3rd YouTube live, and I will be here. Hey, Michael. I will be here Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific, without fail. God willing, that's all it requires. Okay. So now I'm going back to. I told y'all. Let me see here. I'm thinking. I'm rewinding here, and I remember where I left off though, but I want to make sure that I told y'all. Oh yeah. Okay. So the higher power hears everything you say, sees everything you do. So you can forgive. That's where I was. Forgive by saying it out loud, y'all, to the universe. Here's what you say. And I don't care who's around you, because it might be somebody that was there when this happened to you, and they can help you spread the word that you forgave the people. Okay? So now, here's what you say out loud, and use your hand. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. I'm going to repeat it. Now, you use your hand because that symbolizes touching the universe, touching spirit, you see? So here it is. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. That's what you say out loud. Now I'm going to give you 4 examples of what has happened on my TikTok lives. These 4 examples show you the power of forgiveness. One young lady said, I forgave my dad that way, and I immediately burst into tears. Another young lady said, I forgave myself. And yes, you can forgive yourself that way too. And I immediately burst into tears. A young man said, I forgave, and I don't remember he said himself or others, could have been either or both, and he felt a shift in his spirit. Now, the reason why, now the 4th one I'm going to tell you about, her name is Patricia, but the reason why the 2 people immediately burst into tears, and the young man felt a shift in his spirit, because I told y'all, it's like you are carrying an invisible burden. Hi, Marcy. An invisible internal burden that is doing damage to your cells, to your blood, to your organs, to your muscles, to your entire being, y'all. When you carry unforgiveness in your heart, you're carrying it throughout your body, and it damages you. Now, when you forgive, it's like the Shelster calls it, and what she call it? It's a release valve. A pressure release valve. I think it's pressure release valve. Pressure release, yeah, it is. It's like a pressure release valve. And all of that ugliness that's inside of you, when you forgive, when you say that out loud, yes, pressure release valve. Yeah, that's okay. I got it right. Here's what happens. When you say, I forgive them, here's what happens. Psst. That's why you immediately burst into tears. You were carrying something you didn't even know you were carrying. Ugliness. You thought you were punishing them. You're punishing yourself. Like I told you. Holding on to resentment and carrying grudges against others can put you on medication. can put you into bad health, can do all kinds of things to your body because it's ugly. And ugly harms the one who holds on to it. Doesn't harm the one you're aiming at. No. So stop. You must forgive, but don't ever forget. And it doesn't matter who it was, doesn't matter what the offense was, but you must forgive. No way around it. In order for you to be released from your own self-made prison. That's right. So some people are determined to hold on to unforgiveness. But boy, man, oh man, they cruising for a bruising. So I'm telling you. So think about that, what I just said, y'all. You cannot hold on to that kind of ugliness. Now, the fourth person, her name's Patricia. She had been watching my lives for days, weeks, months, or whatever, and she forgave her mother. She had been holding a grudge against her mother for over 40 years, y'all. Over 40 years. That's over 40 years worth of Mother's Days, birthdays, holidays, all of that. Over 40 years worth. She forgave her mother. And this past Mother's Day, they spent it together. She came up as a guest. I don't know if I can get guests to come up on my YouTube live. I don't know about that. But she came up as a guest on my TikTok live. And it's on my page, too. I posted it. And she shared with us the fact that she had forgiven her mother after over 40 years of holding a grudge against her mother. She forgave her mother. And I got so full. I didn't boo-hoo, but I really got full to think that my advice did something like that, some good stuff. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kyle. And thank y'all for, like I said, I'm 81 years old. I know how to do these lives, but I don't know all the intricacies of, so now I learned something. So Kyle says, I think that you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so I'll get there eventually, one at a time. That's the way I did on TikTok. It's still growing. 54,000 plus followers on TikTok. I'm 81 years old. I never dreamed that I would even have 1,000 followers, let alone 54,000 and growing. But everybody appreciates the advice that I share. I live the advice that I share. I know that it works. Now, back to, I already told y'all, nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. Nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. Thank you. So, I'm going to ask y'all a question, and I sure hope that I get some responses. I'm only looking for responses that say no, okay? So now here is the question. Now, hold on, I've got to preface it with this. It's all in relation to positive attitude, negative attitude. That's what this is all in relation to. Now, here's the question. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO, ratio. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? Come on, give me a response. I got 8 people on here. And I'm looking for responses that say no, because I want to enlighten you. Okay, come on, give me some responses, y'all. Give me some responses. I'm only looking for responses that say no. The question is, do you know that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO. That's the question. Give me some responses, y'all. Okay. All right. I don't guess I'm going to get any responses. Now, here is what a ratio, I'm going to describe what it is and how you use it, okay? So, A ratio is a simple tool. Okay, thank you. A ratio is that will definitely help you to better control your life. You understand? I'm going to repeat it, what a ratio is. A ratio is a simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. You set your own ratio. You control your own ratio. You set it yourself. You set it. If you set it too high, you can lower it. If you set it too low, you can raise it. Oh, okay. I'm glad it's not lagging now. So, control it. Only you control your ratio. Now, here is how the best example I'm going to tell you is what my ratio is. My ratio is 80-20, positive and negative. 80-20. 80% positive, 20% negative. That's my ratio. Some people on my lives have said the ratio is going to be set at 75-25. Some said 60-40. I don't own 80-20. Anybody can use 80-20. That's what I choose. So, and I'm going to describe exactly what that 80-20 is so that you can, okay, well, I don't know. So that you can see where other people have put their ratio at. So, hi, Ethan. So now, 80% of the time, I'm happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time, I can be. I didn't say I was happy, you see? But I can be in the negative attitude mode. Okay? That's 20% of the time. Now, back over to the positive attitude mode. So I don't know. Is it still doing it? Is it still pixelating? So I guess that means I'm just kind of spotty, going in and out, something like that. I don't have anything to do with that, y'all. So I'm hoping that it's like turbulence, that we'll fly through it. Okay? Okay. Okay. Well, like I just said, I'm hoping it's like turbulence and we'll fly through it. That's the best description I can come up with. Okay. All right. So now on that, that's just because of that. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, all right. So now, you have to make those kind of choices, son. But now, okay. Now, 80-20. 80% of the time, I am happy being in the positive attitude mode. That means that 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. Stay tuned, Ethan. 80% of the time, I do what is right, what is fair, what is honest, what is considerate, what is kind, all of those things, positive things. That's 80% of the time. That's where I'm at. 20% of the time, I can be in the negative attitude mode. So we all have some share of that. That's why it's a ratio. So, but that 20% where the negative attitude mode, it cannot include physical abuse. You cannot hit anybody. You cannot throw things. That negative attitude mode, whatever ratio portion you assign to it, It can never include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. Okay? And thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight, she asked me to include tone of voice, and I happily included it. So that's 3 things. So tone of voice is the third one. You cannot use an ugly, negative tone of voice to anybody. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So be careful how you say things to people. So the negative part, like I said, with mine is 20%. 20% of the time, I can be in that negative attitude mode. And whatever you assign for your ratio to the negative, that negative part can never include physical abuse. You cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. It cannot include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And it also cannot include an ugly, negative tone of voice. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So whatever your ratio is, you develop it, you control it. Now, I got 7 people on here according to YouTube. Did that explanation of your ratio, is that going to help you to better control your life? Come on, give me some responses. Don't be depressed, Ethan. It's not worth it. Come on, give me some responses. Good. Thank you, Kyle. Anybody else? Did that explanation of a ratio, is that going to help you to better control your life? Okay. So I'm just going to move on. Maybe I'll get some more responses as I continue on. So now, if anybody is disturbing your peace. Oh, Spirit came to me, y'all. Spirit comes to you when you have a positive attitude. Inner peace comes to you when you have a positive attitude. Oh, that's good, honey bunny. Thank you. So, the next step in having the ratio, Anthony, is applying it. That's all you do, is you apply your ratio. Whatever you decide the portion of your life is going to be positive, whatever you decide the portion is going to be negative, as long as that negative does not involve physical abuse, verbal abuse, or an ugly tone of voice, then you're fine. It's that simple. You know, so the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. So just undifficult your life. A lot of y'all are making choices and decisions and choosing words that make your life more difficult than they should be. So, I remember Hippo. Yeah. Oh, so you're Honey Bunny on YouTube. Okay. So stop making choices and decisions based on a negative attitude. If they come out of a negative attitude, you're going to suffer consequences. And I'm talking about, Spirit came to me in the month of June and told me there is such a thing as outer peace. I said, huh? There's such a thing as outer peace. Y'all ever heard of outer peace? I had never heard of outer peace as opposed to inner peace. It's the opposite, okay? Inner peace, I know what that is. I already have it, okay? Okay. Oh, wonderful, honey bunny. Spread the word. So, here's what Spirit told me. Inner peace can never be disturbed. Inner peace can never be destroyed. Once you gain inner peace, and you gain it, one of the first things is developing and maintaining a positive attitude, you know. So, it can never be disturbed or destroyed. Outer peace can be disturbed, it can be destroyed. I never heard of outer peace, but Spirit came to me and told me this. Outer peace is, let's say you're studying or for a test, or you're trying to sleep or whatever, and somebody's making noises either downstairs in the next room or across the street or whatever. They are disturbing your peace. There's even a law on the books. You can call the cops for somebody disturbing the peace. You see? That's outer peace. Inner peace can never be disturbed, can never be destroyed. But you got to have a positive attitude in order to get it. Now I'm going to do another helpful hand visual. Here you are, in the form of inner peace and spirit. This is you. You with me here? Okay. This is you. Flitting around. Would you land on a person who has a negative attitude? I surely would not. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't land on anybody. I don't even want negative attitudes around me because they drain you. And negative attitude can be contagious. So don't have a negative attitude. Allow spirit to come to you. Allow inner peace to come to you. And I told you how you'd get a positive attitude. A positive attitude is a choice. And you write a program. And the way you write a program is you say it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And put your feet on that path to have a positive attitude. So, now people will tell you to love yourself, and but they never say that you got to give yourself reasons to love yourself. And this is all part of a positive attitude. You have to be kind. You have to be fair. You have to be considerate. You have to be honest. You have to be responsible. You have to be patient. These are all things that will allow you to love yourself. You see? You don't just love yourself just for the hell of it. You got to give yourself reasons to love yourself. You see? All right. So now, if anybody's disturbing your peace, that's your outer peace. Normally it's somebody in your family. It's somebody in your family. I don't know why, but that's the way it goes. So nobody should be allowed to disturb your peace. That includes your own mama. Nobody should be allowed to disturb your peace. If they are doing that, then you have to say words to this effect. I love y'all dearly, but when y'all do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. They are not obligated to change their behavior, but you must say to them that they are doing or saying things that disturb your peace. You have to. Give them enough time. Like I said, they're not obligated to change, but you have to tell them. Give them enough time to change their behavior. If they don't, okay, well, yeah, so I'm going to tell you something else about that. So now, oh, good. You give them enough time to change their behavior if they're going to do it. But if they don't, then that gives you the obligation to come back to them and say, I told y'all I love y'all dearly, but when y'all do such and such, or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace, and y'all are still doing it, y'all are still saying it. So that leaves me no choice. I absolutely must protect my peace. So I have to, and I give y'all 3 options. Option 1, feed y'all with a long-handled spoon. Option 2, love y'all from a distance. Option 3, stop coming around y'all. And you can come up with option 4 if you want. But you can choose one of those 3. And if you let them know that you have to protect your peace, If you don't, who will? Okay? So now, if it's your mama, now this is all after you have written your program. You have said out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And that means from now on, I don't care where your attitude was 5 minutes ago. When you say that, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Throw that negative attitude out. It's a choice. You can choose to make that to write that program anytime you choose to do so, okay? Positive attitude. So here, if your mama is disturbing your peace, here you are, this is your mama. You coming in getting your peace disturbed, okay? Now, you tell your mama, Mama, I love you dearly. But when you do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Now, some mamas will get an attitude and say, a negative attitude, and say, what peace? Or you ain't got no peace. You see? So that's mama. Leave her alone. When you wrote that program, when you said that out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Here's what happened. You raised your vibration. You raised your frequency. You see, your mama's still down here doing what she does, but you have raised your vibration. You have raised your frequency. You're no longer down here. You're up here. And you can look at the behavior of your mother and see that it's not bothering you anymore. Now, when people are deliberately trying to rattle your chain, and some mothers actually do that, then you have to rise above that. Don't allow anybody to rattle your chain, and that includes your mama. She would be thinking that, she raised a strong child. Okay? Yeah. That's a compliment to her. Yes. You see? So, raise your vibration. Raise your frequency. Don't allow anybody, including your mother, your father, your siblings. You pull your own chain. And you shouldn't pull it too often. Don't get angry. Don't get upset. Don't get frustrated. So it's not worth the energy that it takes. It takes a lot of energy to get angry, frustrated. Ooh, does it ever? Think about it. Yeah, doesn't take a whole lot of energy to stay calm. Just as calm as a cucumber, cool as a cucumber. Okay, so that was, I'm talking about how you can deal with your mama. Now that's okay. Now here is a helpful hand visual. This is a negative attitude. I told y'all, here comes spirit, here comes inner peace. Look, they knocked and they cannot get through. So they turn and go away. Positive attitude, y'all. Positive attitude. Here comes spirit and inner peace. You can see what's happening. Not only do they get through, they turn and encase your entire being, your entire soul, all of it, all of you. So, positive attitude. Okay, Anthony, I hope that helped you. You got to raise your vibration so that your mama no longer disturbs your peace. You got to raise your vibration. You got to raise your frequency. I hope that helps you. Let me know. Send me another comment, say it helps, or yes, it does, whatever, okay? So, now, you raise your vibration, you raise your frequency for a whole lot of purposes. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. I like the likes. So, all right, that's pillar number 1. Now, what I am doing now is after I do pillar number 1, I read an excerpt. I don't know about that. I read an excerpt from one of the books. There are 11 nonfiction books at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile, y'all. 11 nonfiction, and the books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming on to my lives and they are learning about the books. The books are really good. Goodshortbooks.com, nonfiction, and there are 11 of them. My sister wrote one and I wrote 10. That's how spirit works too, y'all. I wrote my first book on purpose. I'm the oldest of 7, and we all adore the way that our parents raised us. We adore each other. And we think that they did a fabulous job. So I wrote my first book, Line of Serenity, in 1997. It's this one right here. Line of Serenity in 1997. It's a memoir. It's all about the way we were raised. It goes from 1944, that's the year I was born, I'm 81 years old, to 1977. That's the year our mother became an angel. And so that's the way spirit works. I wrote this book in 1997, and I had no clue that I was going to write 9 other books. It wasn't a goal of mine. It wasn't a desire of mine. It wasn't an intention of mine. I had no idea. This is what I'm telling y'all. Spirit did this. Spirit stored this in me. I'm a retired executive assistant, and so is my sister. I call us the senior sibling authors. Her name is Anita Jones, and she is 76 years old. And my name is Joyce Fields, and I'm 81 years old. Senior sibling authors. She wrote one book, and I'll tell you about that briefly as well, because I'm just telling you briefly about these books. They're flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming onto my lives and they're learning about the books. 11 nonfiction books in 9 different genres. Here are the genres: memoirs, parenting, relationships, children's education, fairy tales, bullying, and my fairy tale is nonfiction because it deals with a serious subject. Quotes, health, and spirituality. And like I said, we have 3 price categories, y'all. Very affordable books: $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. And so these are memoirs. The Line of Serenity, it's 167 pages, which includes 22 pages of pictures. I have pictures of some of the people that I talk about in the book, and 22 pages of my own recipes. And my man says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant and that I am an incredible cook. So I love to cook, y'all, just like I love doing these lives. I'm looking forward to my lives picking up. This is only the 3rd YouTube live that I've done. And so I'm looking forward to them picking up, and hopefully y'all will spread the word that I am here on YouTube doing my lives at 4 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. And I share advice that will help y'all to undifficult your life. I'm 81 years old. I have lived this advice since I was about 10 years old. It works for me, and it can work for you if you use it, if you implement it in your life. Now, my sister's book is also a memoir. Hers is, it's about dogs. My 15 Dogs, a 55-year journey of love. It's 59 pages, and it's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. If you love dogs, you will absolutely love her book. It'll make you laugh and it'll make you cry. Now, I'm getting ready to go into pillar number 2, y'all. Pillar number 2 is, now I finished with pillar number 1. That is to develop and, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And you do that by writing a program. And you write a program by saying it out loud. Here's what you say: From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat it. From now on, that means from this point forward, you can choose to write that program at any time in your life. Okay? Anytime. Because a positive attitude is a choice that you make. So, now, pillar number 2. Increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I'm going to tell you exactly how you increase your own level of patience. But I always start with the toddlers. If you are raising toddlers, you will want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. This is how easy it is. When that toddler asks for a cookie, tell that toddler, I'll give you a cookie in 5 minutes. Put yourself on the timer. Give that toddler that cookie in 5 minutes. Do that several times. 5 minutes. Still the timer. Use the timer all the way through. Then stretch it to 10 minutes. Do that several times at 10 minutes, all the way up to an hour or more. Not only will you be teaching that toddler patience, you will also be teaching that toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. You see? So now Spirit came to me and told me, Joyce, you can show your viewers how they can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. And some of you might be interested in learning that. Now, it requires a piece of paper and something to write with. So if you don't have that, I'm going to count to 10. And hopefully you'll get it, and then I'll go and tell you what the exercise is. It's fun, it's cute, it's easy, all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, on that piece of paper, write down what time it is right now, no matter what your time zone is. Write down the time it is right now. Put the paper away. And at some point later, hey, how you doing? At some point later, try to guess what time it is at that point. See if you're close. Now do that several times throughout the day. You will get to the place where you won't need anything to write with in a piece of paper. Just do it every single day, throughout the day, all day long. Try to guess what time it is. When you wake up and without the alarm, let's say you wake up before the alarm goes off, try to guess what time it is. You see? So just try to guess. You know, you will teach yourself how to feel elapsed time. For real. I do it all the time. Been doing it for years. So now, if you're 10 years old or older, the way you teach yourself patience, the way the pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience. So the way you increase your level of patience is you write a program. And don't forget, when you write a program, you say it out loud. Here's what you say. And there may be somebody that would be interested in also teaching themselves patience, increasing their own level of patience. Okay, so here's what you say. I am teaching myself patience. I am teaching myself how to wait. Okay? So now, especially if it is something that you are fiending for, or something that you would normally give yourself immediate gratification for, make yourself wait. Okay? Watch out, streaming. You're going to get blocked or muted or something. You know, my moderator is here, so be careful. That's all I can tell you. Now, I don't answer those kinds of questions. I'm serious about the lives that I do. I give out advice that is going to help people to undifficult their lives. So stay tuned. You know, now you've been here before, so you already know what I'm about. I'm all about positivity. See? Okay, that's good. Now, here is, I'm thinking, I'm rewinding. Patience. So you make yourself wait. You say it out loud. I am teaching myself patience. I am teaching myself how to wait. I am increasing my level of patience. So, yeah, good. Now, make yourself wait, and if you make yourself wait past the point where you don't want it anymore, that's a wonderful thing to have happen to you, because that told you, or that tells you, that you are stronger than whatever it was that you were fiending for. You are stronger than whatever it was that you normally would give yourself immediate gratification for. You see? So you always were stronger than it was, but you never challenged yourself. So make yourself wait. That is the way you teach yourself patience. See, simple and easy. Now, if you are raising toddlers, I recommend this book to you, Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. I had it translated into Spanish, Madre Docena, and I can't speak Spanish, but Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. It's 48 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. This book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire for real. And I talk about this book because I say there are 12 ingredients in raising great kids. The 12th ingredient is patience. I'll read you the 12 ingredients. That's what this book talks about. And there's 12 ingredients. I'm going to start 1 and all the way through 12. I'm going to do it quickly. 1, start from infancy. 2, manners. 3, love for learning. 4, responsibility. 5, rules, order, and organization. 6, independence. 7, spirituality or a higher power. 8, affection. 9, discipline / self-control. 10, feed interests. 11, obedience. And 12, patience. So this book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire for real. Now, that is pillar number 2. I told you how you increase your own level of patience if you are 10 years old or older. You see? Now, pillar number 3. This pillar, I do a helpful hand visual that when I did it the first time this year, for the first time this year, it blew my viewers, it blew some of my viewers' minds. And I did it for my man, and it blows his mind. And it blows my mind too. Spirit gives me all of these helpful hand visuals. Now, pillar number 3 is stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. You gotta stay calm. There is so much power in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry or frustrated or aggravated. You lose your power. So stay calm. You are powerful then. Now, Spirit came to me in one of my lives this year and told me to use the word neurons. I had never, ever used the word neurons in any lives that I did up to that point. And so Spirit told me to use the word neurons. I had a brief knowing or knowledge of what neuron, I knew it was a part of your brain, okay? So I was talking about staying calm as opposed to angry. So when you are calm, your neurons are doing like this. They are gliding past each other smoothly and just communicating with each other and just doing all like this. Now, I was talking about as opposed to when you become angry. Check this out, y'all. This is what the Spirit gave me the calm one when you're calm. This is what Spirit told me. This is what shook people up. Here's when you're angry. Look. This is what your neurons are doing, y'all. Oh my God. So, Spirit came to me around between 4 and 5:15 when I was doing my lives and told me to use the word neurons. Here's my hand, y'all. Spirit came back later that night, around 7 or 8 at night, and told me to look up what neurons do. Honest to goodness. Oh my goodness. Spirit came to me and told me to look up what neurons do. I never would have done that. But I obeyed. Let me tell you something, honey. I obeyed. I Googled it. And this is what Google said. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. That is why you cannot make good decisions when you are angry. That is why you cannot make good choices when you are angry, frustrated, or anything like that. You cannot, your neurons are out of whack. That's what they're doing. You see? Do yourself a favor. The next time you start to become angry, think about your neurons. You see? Oh, okay. All right, that's good. So your neurons, back to your neurons. Here's what your neurons are doing when you are calm. They are communicating with each other. They are smoothly gliding past each other when you are calm. So think about what's going on in your body. It's your body. So now, oh, you're very, very welcome. When you are angry or upset, look at what your neurons are doing. Y'all, ooh-wee. Think about that, y'all. The next time you become angry, think about it. Stay calm. That's where your power lies. That's where it is, in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry. You say a lot of things you don't mean. You can't take it back, all of that stuff. So stop with that anger, okay? Now, that's pillar number 3, stay calm. Did that helpful hand visual, when I did that blow anybody's mind? That's what that's what your neurons are doing? You're very welcome. Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Give me some responses. Did I blow your mind with that helpful hand visual the Spirit gave to me? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. YouTube says I got 6 people on here, so one person can respond. Let me know if that helpful hand visual blew your mind as far as your neurons are concerned. Come on, give me some response, y'all. Be quick. Come on. Okay. All right. Now, pillar number 4. The last pillar. Pillar number 4. Remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. Nothing is permanent. No scenario lasts. No situation lasts. Everything goes away. Everything passes. We even use the word pass when we're talking about death. We'll say he passed last week. She passed yesterday. You see? This too shall pass. The next time your mama is chewing you out, or the next time your daddy is chewing you out, they cannot read your mind. Remember that. They cannot read your mind. So sit there or stand there getting chewed out and be thinking, this too shall pass. She ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. Or this too shall pass. He ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. You see? This too shall pass. Whatever ugliness is inside of you, remember those words. Retrieve them. Say them. You can say them out loud. I say them out loud a lot. Out loud a lot. This too shall pass. You see? Nothing lasts. Remember that. Now I've given y'all the 4 pillars. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. I told y'all how to do that, and I'm going to tell you again. You write a program, and the way you write a program is you say it out loud. And here is what you say in that program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, and go about the business of doing just that. Then pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. I told you exactly how you do that if you are 10 years old or older. Hey, be humble. But I started with the toddlers. If you're raising toddlers, it's a blessing to have a patient toddler, to have a patient 5-year-old, to know that you have contributed a person to this world. So, if you're 10 years old or older, I told you how you increase your own level of patience, and I also told you how to teach patience to a toddler, and I also told you how to teach yourself how to feel elapsed time, how to feel time with that little exercise, fun exercise that I gave you. Okay, so now, pillar number 3 is stay calm. Remember what your neurons look like when you're angry. Look at there. As opposed to when you're calm, they're doing this. They're gliding past each other. Don't allow them to do this. Stay calm, okay? That's pillar number 3. Pillar number 4, remember those 4 words. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. Nothing is permanent. It can get you through a whole lot of ugliness. This too shall pass. It's not going to last. So, you may think it is, but it won't. It can't. This too shall pass. And now, I hope that y'all see how all of these 4 pillars are interconnected. When you develop and maintain a positive attitude, it will lead you into wanting to increase your level of patience. You will want to surround yourself with so much positivity. That's what you will end up doing. So that's pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. Hi, Blue. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power, y'all, when you become angry, frustrated, aggravated, upset, irritated, all of that stuff. That's ugly. You lose your power when you turn ugly. Don't do it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. So don't do that. Pillar number 4, the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, anger, all of that stuff. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. I say it all the time. Don't lose your cool over anything. Don't do that, Shell. Hey, Shells, that's okay. That's okay. I understand. All right. Okay, Blue. I don't. Thank you, Blue. I appreciate that. So now, those 4 pillars, y'all, they will help you to undifficult your life. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. I told you how you do it. Increase your level of patience. I told you how you do that. Stay calm. Don't do this to yourself. Don't let your neurons do this. Let your neurons stay like this when you're calm. Okay? When you're angry, look, nah, don't do it. Okay? Then the 4 words, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. I want to thank y'all for joining my live. I'm hoping that my viewership will pick up tremendously. I'm here Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific time. I want to thank y'all for joining my live. And I always close my lives with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99. And it's 167 quotes that I coined. I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. And that quote states, never lose your hope and faith. Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. I'm 81 now. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. 9th graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates. And that's what I said. I don't remember saying it, and I didn't realize that I was coining a quote. So now I'm going to read y'all a quote that I do remember saying it, and I did know that I was coining a quote because it was in 2011 or 13, and it was for a quote contest. I coined the quote and I submitted it to the contest, and it won it was for a calendar, so they needed 12 quotes. And mine won as one of 12 for the calendar out of over 5,000 entries. Yeah. Now, I posted to social media to encourage people to chase their dreams. And it's here on my YouTube as well. I think it is. If it's not, I'm going to make sure I do put it up there. So now, here is the quote. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. I got to take a screenshot of that. I'm going to repeat that quote. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams, people. Chase your dreams. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can. And you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't allow anybody to poo-poo your dream. And don't you poo-poo anybody else's dream. But chase your dream. Or dreams in some cases. Yes, do. Now, the way this book is formatted, it's 90 pages. The quotes are in all caps, 2 quotes per page, and separated by a black and white picture. Now, I'm going to read y'all a 5-star review of this book. This is what Brian said. This is a great book to help open your mind. There are an unlimited amount of resources to learn from. You get wisdom, positivity, self-discipline, appreciation for being alive, and so much more in this easy read. This is a book you will save and review over and over again. I highly recommend buying the hard copy of it so you can write in it and highlight quotes that speak to you. This is a must-have. And he's got must-have in all caps, followed by a lot of exclamation marks. So that's what Brian said. Now I'm going to open up the floor, and y'all can tell me page numbers. And I'll read the 2 quotes on that page. And in the meantime, I just want to thank you for joining my live. And one of the things that YouTube does is that TikTok didn't do. They don't post your live because, as far as I know, 10 minutes is the longest you can do a video. And my lives are 90 minutes long. And so YouTube posts the live. So if any of y'all missed it and you want to go back and see it, that's fine. I haven't, I'm sure that, yeah, it's in my thing. I think Joyce Fields is, I got to check it out from somebody else's phone. Okay, I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I don't know all the intricacies about this, these social media platforms. I know how to do a live, though. I did over 500 lives on TikTok. So, now, the floor is open, y'all. Give me some page numbers, and I'll read the 2 quotes on that page to give y'all a taste of what these quotes are about. In the meantime, like I said, I want to thank y'all for joining my live, and I'm here Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific time. I haven't gotten any page numbers yet, so I'm going to be getting on off of here. Okay, Anthony, thanks, Anthony, page 26. At the top of page 26, don't leave God out of your life plan. At the bottom of page 26, you don't work for others. You report to them. You work for yourself and your own reasons. People don't work for you. They report to you. They work for themselves and their own reasons. Can you live by those quotes? Because you don't work for other people. You work for yourself, for your own reasons. You report to them. They're your boss. You report to them, but you don't work for them. And they don't work for you. They report to you. Okay? Can you live by those quotes? More page numbers, y'all? Okay, page 15 for Michael. At the top of page 15, sleep is a wonderful thing. You seldom wake up feeling as bad as the night before. No, you don't work for others. You work for yourself. You report to them. At the bottom of page 15, if you create good ones, memories can warm your heart forever. Can you live by those quotes? No, you don't subjugate yourself. You don't work for other people. You report to them. They're your boss. But that doesn't mean you work for them. You work for yourself and your own reasons. That's why you work. If you don't work for nothing else, there's no other reason than to have a little bit of money in your pocket. Okay? All right, y'all. So I am going to be getting off of here, y'all. I thank y'all for joining my live, and spread the word. I shell out this fine advice. Monday through Friday is free advice. Will help you to undifficult your life. A lot of y'all are making choices and decisions that are making y'all's lives a lot more difficult than they need to be. So come and join my lives. I talk about the same 4 pillars. What's the 4th pillars? I'll tell you tomorrow. Where can I talk to you secretly? Oh, no, I don't do that, Anthony. I talk about the 4 pillars, and those are the things that will strengthen you, okay? They will strengthen you. The attitude, patience, calm, and the 4 words, this too shall pass, okay? I'll be back tomorrow, y'all. Thank you for joining. Later, y'all.